Where has Brian been lately? I'll answer that question today. Hello, and welcome back to Exploration and Tactics with Brian. The sun is setting, and I have a looting sword in hand, and so once again, we will attempt to see if we can get lucky and get some chainmail tonight. But this is the first video, other than a Minecraft Bingo Seed Challenges video that I put out every Friday, that I have made in a while, or at least posted to the channel in a while, and so apologies for that. It's basically been the case that I've been really busy working on other things, and so videos had kind of fallen by the wayside for a week or so. And the things that had kept me really busy was Vanilla Swirl CTM, my new Minecraft CTM randomly generated or procedurally generated maps that I have created. And I put out a batch of those maps back in March and had been watching a lot of people play them and had gotten a lot of feedback and had made some changes. And I thought a couple of weeks ago that I was in pretty good shape to release the next batch of maps. I'd added some new features and things. And so for beta testing of that, I got a good buddy of mine, Kurt J. Mac, who you guys probably know, to record a playthrough of the new maps with me. Okay, we have some enemies starting to spawn. And this guy looks like he's got some chainmail, except for I need to make sure I use the looting sword. He's got chainmail boots, it looks like. The helmet is actually the thing I would like the most. I need to get all four, but I'd really like to get the helmet, and I'll explain why in a little bit. Alright, he did not drop them, sadly. So I'm going to run around looking for other chainmail guys. So yeah, Kurt and I recorded a playthrough of kind of a beta version of the new Vanilla Swirl CTM maps, and so that will be airing on the channel probably starting very soon, although I don't know exactly when the air date for that is going to be. And it went okay. It's very difficult. Even though it's a randomly generated map, so I don't know the locations of where everything is going to be on the map, I still know a lot of things about the map, and so it's kind of very difficult to play coy or be quiet or occasionally like see some things in the corner of the screen that I know are important. But if Kurt doesn't see them, I wanted to see if, Kurt was going to be able to spot them and try to understand, what it'd be like for someone newly playing the map to see how it goes. And so I was kind of like being quiet in a number of spots while we were recording the map to see what Kurt saw on the map. And ended up getting a lot of good feedback as a result of that playthrough, which you will be able to see soon enough. But as a result, I wasn't happy about a number of different aspects of the map, and there were some things that I knew were kind of unfinished, and the beta test kind of helped verify for me that they were in an unfinished state, and I knew other things that I needed to do to make the map, I don't know, live up to the standard that I'd hoped for or whatever. Alright, lots of bad guys, still not seeing much in the way of chainmail. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. Ooh, baby zombie, you move too fast. Let's shoot you with an arrow. Or two. Oh, hello. You snuck up on me, creeper. And you were not dead? I have a very good bow. How are you not dead, crazy baby zombie? I must have not gotten a fully charged arrow because I heard the creeper sneaking up. So in any case, as a result of the playthrough that Kurt and I recorded kind of in mid-April, I decided to make a number of other changes and improvements to the map. And so I was working on that, I don't know, like a week ago or something. And while I was working on that, there were still people who were playing the March maps who have been uploading them to YouTube, and so I've been watching their playthroughs, and it's just about the case that every single playthrough that I've watched, I have learned something that would allow me to make some changes to improve the map for future people playing the maps. And so I've gotten, just a lot of feedback as a result of watching other folks, as well as direct feedback and comments that people left about the map. And so while I was making the changes from Kurt and I's playthrough of the kind of new and updated beta version, I was also getting other feedback from people who were playing the March release. And then on top of that, I thought things were gonna be almost ready to go about a week ago or so. And then, as I was trying to produce some more maps, Minecraft started crashing on me. Oh, wow. That skeleton just shot the zombie, and I think he dropped iron ingots. I guess because I was still holding the looting sword, and I had hit the zombie within the past 5 seconds, and so it counts as a player kill, even if the skeleton shot him. I think, maybe, is what happened there. I'm not entirely sure. It's hard when you're trying to tell a story about something else to notice this fine level of detail of exactly what just happened with the mobs. But I think that's what we just witnessed. So Minecraft started crashing on me, and fortunately, it was due to something that when I was just kind of doing some programming and testing some ideas out, it was a crash that I'd seen before, and so I kind of knew how I caused it, but it was not something that I was intending to cause that time around. And so yeah, I ended up doing some debugging, and I discovered that the way my program works is it goes and it takes some vanilla Minecraft terrain, and then it goes and replaces some blocks and adds some dungeons and secret loot chests and all kinds of things. And so it's going and writing the Minecraft map data files directly. And it turned out that I was writing some bad data in the Minecraft map data files. It's kind of the short version of it. And I didn't realize it. And there were some bits of bad data that Minecraft can handle and will basically kind of just ignore. But fortunately, there are other bits that Minecraft was just kind of barfing on and crashing. And once it crashed on me, then I realized I had all these bits of bad data, and so I added a bunch of diagnostics to my program to figure out when I was writing the bad data, and figure out why I was writing it and how to fix it. And so I got that fixed. And yeah, but in the process, it caused me to discover a number of bugs that I didn't know that I previously had in the map that were actually, even in some of the March releases that were already out. You have somehow escaped your pen. You should stay here. I wonder if like an arrow hit you and like gave you a push out, or maybe I just was remiss and did not leave you in your little pen. I'm still not seeing nearly as many chainmail guys as I was hoping to be seeing at this point. We talked about local difficulty in the previous episode, even though that was like a couple of weeks ago. And the local difficulty around here should continue to increase. It's currently /0.5. Which is, yeah, probably still not quite high enough to get chainmail. I expect we're mostly going to get the chainmail guys more over in this section, where the local difficulty is even higher. 0.55 here, and I'm pretty sure if I go a little bit farther over this way, it gets even higher. Yeah, 0.58. So I need to spend more time in these chunks and get some of the monsters spawning over in these chunks. Maybe I should take out some of the torches right over here. They're kind of near my base. But near my base is the best place to try to get monsters to spawn in chainmail armor. So, yeah, basically, I discovered I had some bugs that I didn't previously know that I had, and so I spent a bit of time fixing them and then understanding why my program was writing the bad data, and that required some more fixes. And basically, all the time that this is happening, I'm continuing... Oh, gosh! Darn it. I'm continuing to watch other people's playthrough of my maps and see a couple other small things that I would like to change or improve. And all the while, you know, every day that I'm touching the map, I am thinking of other ideas and be like, oh, this would be really cool to add to the map, actually. And so I added a couple of new things as well. Oops, sorry, sheep. These things happen. I really wanted to kill the witch. Hey, baby zombie. So in any case... the long and the short of it is, as a result of all those things that were happening, I spent, I won't say every waking moment, but honestly it's not too far from the truth for kind of like nearly every waking moment over the last week or so on Vanilla Swirls DCM, where I was either, there's some gold pants, that's not what I need chainmail pants, where I was either programming the map, testing the map, playtesting the map, watching other people play the map, or actually recording series of the map. Oh yeah, so Kurt and I recorded a series of the map, and then I've also started recording a series of the map with some other friends, and that will also probably be airing pretty soon, although I'm not sure exactly when. I think that one's going to start on Wednesday, and that's actually with one of the final versions of the map that I finally got produced this past weekend. And that will be publicly available for people to download and I guess actually is publicly available for people to download at the time I'm recording this, and so by the time you're watching this, it still should be publicly available. Yeah, I've produced 3 more maps, a multiplayer map and a couple of single-player maps with different terrain. And yeah, but in any case, I would wake up in the morning, I would start doing vanilla swirl CTM stuff, I would stop for lunch, and I would watch some people, playing previous versions of the map while I was having some lunch, and then I'd get back to programming and, do that, and take a break to go out for a walk in the afternoon, and come back and do some more programming. And yeah, that was basically my entire week last week. But now this week the maps are published. In any case, we did not get our chainmail armor tonight. Oops. However, we did get projectile protection for leggings. Alright, that's not too exciting. I always like to see what the random mob drops are going to be. There are, however, I did check up here, and there are a number of other items that we can get with a Silk Touch pick that I've still not gotten with a Silk Touch pick. I actually made a list of all the items that remain at this point, and there's not too many. The mob heads and the chainmail armor obviously are going to be the super difficult ones. But there's 3 items left that one needs to Silk Touch, and 2 of them are going to be over here, because they are the mushroom blocks, the brown mushroom block and the red mushroom block, and I think there's just kind of like one of each that you can Silk Touch. There's kind of a number of different variations of them that you can kind of get in creative mode, but in survival, I think there's only one of each for red and brown mushroom types. And so I want to go grab those, and that will be some progress towards our 517 items that we're trying to get in a quest for every item here. And then the other item that I still haven't gotten that requires Silk Touch is going to be in the nether, because the nether quartz ore is an item that I still have not obtained because I haven't brought my Silk Touch pick into the nether and actually grabbed one of those. Now, I'm pretty sure that there is a roofed forest somewhere over here to the... Am I headed south? West. I'm headed to the west. Over here to the west. But it's been a while since I played in this world, so I might be misremembering. I'll make a quick cut until I get to the roof forest. I was remembering correctly, and I was headed in the right direction. Okay, great. So I think... There we go. Brown mushroom block. And I think any of the blocks that you Silk Touch will all give you the same looking block. Red mushroom block. Great. Interesting. They look different in my inventory than I was kind of thinking or remembering. Fascinating. Alright, but yeah, if I get one of the parts of the cap, it's the same as one of the parts of the stem when you Silk Touch it in survival. Alright, so those are 2 of the blocks that I needed to get. And I'm going to head back home, and we'll hop into the nether, and we'll also grab some nether quartz ore. Before we head into the nether, something that I have read but not tested. Apparently you jump higher in 1.9 than in 1.8. If we take a look at my height, my XYZ is currently at 72, and if I stand on top of the enchanting table, it's 72.75. And I can jump from here on top of the bookshelves, so I can jump up 1 1/4 blocks. And I think possibly that wasn't previously possible. I think in 1.8, I've only read this and I hadn't gone back and tested it in 1.8. I think in 1.8 you could only jump like 1 1/8 blocks high, and now you can jump 1 1/4 blocks high. So you can jump from the top of the enchanting table up onto the bookshelves. Is something that's new in 1.9. And so I'm not sure if that has any truly significant implications for survival gameplay, but that was just something interesting that I read that I didn't know about changes in 1.9 that I thought I would point out. But in any case, we are back home. Since I'm about to head into the nether, I will get the fire resist potion on the bar, just because it seems prudent. I try to never go into the nether without a fire resist potion, because I do not like losing all of my stuff in lava. But I do not have to go very far. Right here is the block we need to obtain. Ta-da! Nether quartz ore. The fact that I happen to hear a gas so nearby, and I can't recall, I don't think I need any more gas tiers to craft the ender crystals or end crystals if I want to resummon the dragon, so we could try some of our crazy ideas. Hello! Alright, I was holding my looting sword when he died, so hopefully we might get extra gas tiers from him. Or maybe he will drop none. How sad. But I do want to go into the end and do some kind of test setups of trying to kind of automatically destroy the respawning end healer, crystal pillar things, whatever you call them. And so I definitely want to get as many gas tiers as I can so that I can experiment with that in the future. And so perhaps when I need a break, we'll come back to the Nether and kill some gas. Alright, but I managed to obtain my Silk Touch items, and it might be the case, actually, that it's going to be turning nighttime again, and we could do a little bit more hunting around for chain armor. Let's find out. If I were me, the sun will be setting in another couple of minutes. I guess I have a bunch of extra stuff in my inventory now, so I'll take a moment to organize that, and we'll see if we can get any better luck tonight trying to get some chain armor. After I've had creeper explosions out on this terrain, it's almost always the case that I try to go and block them back up, both so that I will have better terrain in the future, and also just because it's forcing me to spend more time in these chunks, and so the local difficulty will continue to increase. It will be even more likely to get the chainmail guys over here. I think there was one more explosion down here. Yeah, this one is mostly just from this cave entrance, but I want to make sure that there's an easy way for me to climb back out of it when I need to. Okay, so this is interesting. I just happened to notice that this horse has escaped his pen again. It's possible, once again, that there was like a skeleton arrow or something that caused him to get out. But I'm going to try to pay more attention this time and see if something has changed and these guys are able to escape their pens where previously they couldn't. Because I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. I'm also going to leave pretty much this entire area dark. I've got very good armor, and so I'm not worried too much about dying to any of these mobs, so I just want to get as many mobs spawning over here as I can. And I guess, is there light on top? Yeah, there we go. That will help. Alright, let's see if we can find some more chainmail dudes. It occurs to me that another thing I could do is I could change the difficulty setting. I've been playing this world entirely on normal difficulty. If I change to hard... Oh, hey, rainstorm. That could be good. Oh, crap. Darn it. It means we won't have to worry about Endermen, which is good, because I don't really need them right now. And it means we might get a thunderstorm again, which would also be good. I could change the difficulty to hard, and we would get more chainmail guys. We'd also get, for example, spiders with potion effects, which apparently only happens on hard difficulty. Hey, baby zombie. These little guys, by the way, they try to attack the center of the block, and so if you're not standing near the center of the block, their hitbox isn't good enough for their melee AI to find you. So that's what's happening right here. That happens with baby zombies, silverfish, and I think possibly cave spiders. Are all kind of tiny mobs that little quirk of Minecraft 1.9.3-pre2 at least has, but I think all of 1.9 has in terms of the mob AI. Random Minecraft facts and tidbits with Brian, apparently, is this episode. Yeah, so I could change the difficulty to hard. I'm not going to do that just yet, because I have seen some chain guys spawn, and I would prefer to... I don't know, like, it's not cheating per se, but like not make any changes to the world just to facilitate our quest for every item. Although I do think by the end of it I'm going to, because trying to get the mob heads is probably going to be nearly impossible without doing either cheating or making one of the mob farms that you've probably potentially seen on other people's channels. And I don't want to just copy someone else's mob farm, because that's not particularly fun for me. So what I might do is I might make it so that we have artificial thunderstorms instead. Just see if I can get lightning to strike and cause me to get electrified creepers so I can just fight random bad guys during an artificial thunderstorm in order to get what I seek. But we'll see. I'll worry about that when the time comes. For now, chainmail, though it's possible to trade with villagers, I would like to just get off of mobs because that's fun for me. So we're going to try to do that. But once again, not having a lot of luck thus far. I'm not sure if I should be like killing these guys so more guys spawn, or if I should just be like running away and running big circles around this place to try to get guys to despawn, get new guys to respawn. Not sure what the best thing to do is. Okay, that guy's got leather armor over there. Let's just do a bit of running around. and see how many armored mobs we can see. This guy has just leather boots. Hello, spider. Goodbye, spider. Oops. That was weird. Thought I fired my arrow there, and apparently I did not. Yeah, and I should probably... I should consider, like, moving my entire base, or, like, darkening the entire base. I don't want to darken it, because then, like, a creeper might spawn, like, right in my base and blow up some of my chests, which would be a pain in the neck. But maybe if I moved all of my chests elsewhere, then this would be an area that would have high local difficulty. And I could darken it and have the mob spawn over here. I don't know, I'll have to think about that a little bit. These guys are still staying in their pens, so it makes me think that maybe it was just a stray arrow that ended up hitting the skeletal horse in there and causing him to bounce up out of his pen and then walk away. But yes, I'm still disappointed by the chainmail numbers. And I'm probably just kind of wasting durability on this very good bow. But, I don't know, mobs are fun to kill. It's such a silly thing. That's one of the things that is still just, I don't know, a pure joy to me in this game. I really enjoy killing the mobs. Even though I've been doing it for 5 years or whatever. It does not get old for me. Alright, I think this is the same guy who was in leather armor that I saw earlier, and he did not despawn. So it appears that the loop I'm doing around in a circle here is insufficient to despawn the mobs. So that does seem to inform our decision. Oh, crap. Oh, hey! Chainmail! You are the guy. Be the guy. Yes! Yes! Chainmail helmet! He totally dropped it. It has... Oh, and he dropped 2 pieces. Great. This is awesome. Protection 4 is going to do a very good job against poison, so I don't need to worry about that too much. It currently does not have full durability due to a bug in the particular version of the Quest for Everything command blocks that I have in this world. It's not going to register unless it has full durability. However, I can repair it back to full durability with iron ingots. Because you can repair chainmail with iron ingots, I'm fairly certain. And so I will be able to fix that in the morning. I had a very curt intonation of "in the morning" there. I think I've talked before about how you tend to kind of pick up some of the vocal quirks of various people that you talk to or hear speaking in real life. And so that definitely was me sounding like Kurt right there, I felt like. Alright, I cannot see... I think the sky is turning pink. I was like, it feels like it's been just about the entire night. And I think the sky is turning back to the morning. And since it's not a thunderstorm and merely raining, that means it's no longer going to be dark enough for new mobs to spawn. But we did have a huge bit of success there. And the helmet, I will show you momentarily the reason that I was so excited to get the helmet. And I thought for a moment the screen might have flashed there, but I didn't hear any thunder. Let me check again. My weather sounds, they're at 10%. I'm going to continue to knock them up to 15%. And voice and speech is kind of low. I'm going to turn it back up to 100%. I was playing around with that for another reason that you may soon discover. Let's see, any other chainmail guys? Let's assume nobody else is going to spawn, and let's just run around and see of the monsters who are here if any of them are wearing chainmail. I don't see any over there. I don't see any right there. I don't see any over here. Yeah, I think that might be all that we are going to get for tonight. So let me kill off a few stragglers near the base so that we can do some repairs in peace and quiet. And we'll be able to obtain a couple more items. And then this is episode number 24. And that means that I will be due for an update on our count of how many items I currently have. Looks like it's going to be 495, I think, at the end of this episode. And I'll have to go back and see who had the closest guess to 495. but I think there's no more bad guys around. It does look like, indeed, the horses are still staying in their pens. And unless I hear some thunder or see some thunderstorms, then I think I'm going to be both safe and don't have to worry about trying to get electrified creepers. So let's grab some iron ingots. Oh, I guess I already had some that some zombies had dropped quite helpfully. And let's see, chainmail helmet. If I repair that with 1 iron ingot, I will get a fully repaired chainmail helmet, which should now register. Haha! Awesome. Got chainmail helmet. And then I think 3 ingots there. Great, got chainmail chestplate. And I can show you the reason that I'm so excited about the chainmail helmet. And that is because it means we have completed 1 entire wall of items. I was looking before this episode, and I think this wall, yes, is now completely green. The only item I didn't have in this wall was the chainmail helmet. And so now 1 of the 4 walls has been completely obtained. You can still see splotches of red for some of the other items that we have yet to obtain. But that gives me 495 items. I need to go look at comments on a couple videos ago and see who had the closest guess. I'll be right back. I took a look, and 3 people had the correct guess of 495. They were Stephen Hamiel, Commander Sealand. Did I just see, Yes! Crap! Stephen Hamiel, Commander Sealand, and Ninja Warrior. Since there are thunder and lightning, I need to run out here and see if I can find any electrified creepers, in case we happen to get super lucky. But in any case, we'll have to continue that next time. I hope, as always, that you guys are having a great day, and I look forward to seeing more of you. Oh, it was not a thunderstorm lightning, I bet. Oh, crap! Oh! I just set off the trap. It was just the lightning bolt that placed the, whatever, perhaps? I'm not sure if that means it's not actually a thunderstorm, and instead it's just like a rainstorm that has that lightning bolt, or if every lightning bolt could spawn some of those horses. I don't know. In any case, perhaps next time we will start things off right here inside a thunderstorm with more... Oh, I saw the lightning over here. Hold on. We're going to run over here while it's still going. Oh, gosh. This is exciting. Could there be a creeper up here? Where did it exactly... Okay, there's a pig here. He did not get turned into a zombie pig man. Yeah, I didn't see exactly where it was. Darn, darn, darn. That's the first time I've actually seen the lightning strike. That was just normal lightning that did not spawn the skeleton trap. And so that's an improvement. I feel like we're maybe getting somewhere in terms of random thunderstorms. Okay, in any case, this was supposed to be the outro for this episode. Congratulations, Commander Serial Ninja Warrior and Stephen Hamiel for guessing 495. If you would like to, you can leave a guess of how many items I will have on the scoreboard at the right-hand side of the screen by the end of episode 26, 2 episodes from now. I hope, as always, that you guys are having a great day, and I will see you again soon, hopefully actually soon, with more of Minecraft exploration and tactics. But for now, bye-bye.